Hey kids, welcome to another episode of GLEN YAPS. We are in my studio, enjoying a little downtime. Been doing lots of gigging. We gigged last night, so this morning is kind of just a relaxed period. I haven't done a guitar video in a bit. So anyways, we're going to talk about a couple of the guitars that I own out of many. I'm a hoarder of musical instruments, as many know. I play a little bit of everything, so with that comes this addiction to music gear. First one we're going to talk about is a G&L Telecaster. It's a 1996. I've owned it, I think, since I'm going to say either 1999 or 2000. I purchased it secondhand through a music store I was working at. The original seller of said guitar was East Coast Music Hall. It looks like it's Connecticut in the States, and it's a G&L Asat Classic. I'm always been a Tele fan, although I own different guitars, but Tele is my personal favorite. So this guy was trading in the guitar, and I was teaching drums at the time, and it sat on the shelf, I think, for a day. I played it once and I said, okay, I'm buying this. So it was just too good of a deal to pass up. The original purchaser, I have the original receipt, which is pretty cool. Anyways, the original receipt says this person paid, looks like back in '96 when it was new. Looks like February 13th, 1996 is when this person bought the guitar. They paid $945 for it. And let's see, came with the G&L case. I think the case was probably included. It doesn't really say there. So they call it a honeyburst finish, rosewood neck with a pearl pickguard. The case is interesting. It's a hard, it's not like a fiberboard like most, but it's a hard plastic, totally molded to the guitar. Beautiful, got the keys for it. Got the wonderful owner's manual with it. It's still got the warranty card. That person never sent it in. 10-year warranty from when it was purchased. I never sent it in either. Your wonderful key selection. There's another pouch in there, a beautiful leather pouch with some accessories, including another set of tools and picks from the previous person, I would imagine. There's the warranty card, the bigger fine print one. And all G&Ls back then came with the authenticity card or certificate. This one is number 45876. It was built in California. So a G&L are a Leo Fender product. So we'll get to see the guitar now. It is my favorite guitar. It's a bit dirty. We do play this one a lot. It's a beautiful sunburst. I don't know if the lights can show it, but the honey is darker and then goes to light in the center. So we'll show you the back of it. Watch I don't hit anything on the ceiling. And a friend of mine was nice enough to have a custom strap made for me. I helped, well, actually a band that I was in played his wedding, and this was part of the gift for playing the wedding. It's a beautiful leather strap. Everybody in the band got straps. Even though I was drumming, he knows I was a guitar player. There's the headstock. This guitar plays great. I like to chicken pick, so I have these strings just a little bit higher than most people would play them. But it plays fantastic. Sound is great. I write a lot of my songs with it, and definitely my go-to guitar. I'll never part with it. It's one of those ones that's now part of my DNA, we'll say. I'm just going to move this out of the way, just so we don't knock it over. So that's my baby. I am not a guitar great, that's for sure, but I love playing guitar just for the enjoyment. Definitely songwriting. I do not play cover tunes. Just not my thing, not why I got into guitar. I wanted to learn chords and develop my own playing style and just have fun with it. I didn't want to go with the pressure I had when I was learning drums from way back, and I wanted to take a totally different approach. With bass and drums, I was very rudimental in practicing 4 to 8 hours a day and going totally berserk with it. But guitar, just wanted it to be fun. If I'm not having a good day on guitar, I just put it aside and let it sit and pick it up another day. So I don't want to drive it into my head that I have to be the best guitar player, because I'm not. I just want to have fun with it. So anyways, that one's a 96. This is my baby. This is not my original guitar. My first electric guitar was a no-name. It was one of those 60s guitars with the log neck that was like, it was like a baseball bat. I don't know where that guitar ever went. I definitely sold it. I was looking to buy a house at the time and was selling everything when I was younger. So that went bye-bye. But my second electric guitar is this black Strat over here, and it's all modded, but we've talked about that one in a previous video. So anyways, this one here, this one's got some dust on it too. This is a US Telecaster. I've owned this since the 90s. This is a 1995 maple neck. They feel very close, the GNL on this one. This neck might be just a hair thicker. It's got a few war wounds, and I'll tell you why. A very unique pickguard. Very unique. In fact, it's so unique, I've never found another one like it. So this was a purchase from a music store, and it's legit, but came with the case and all the fun stuff, hard shell case, and it didn't have the certificates like this. But anyways, show you the headstock. Now I play this one a lot as well. It does have war wounds a little bit there. I've used fingernail polish to kind of hide them. Didn't hide that one too good. I bought the guitar with these war wounds. Don't think there's any on the end, but that's the worst ones right there. And right there. Not really too much on the face of the guitar. My wife bought me this beautiful padded strap. Looks great. It's got this pearl pattern, which is like a couple of the drum sets that I have, so I love it. Yeah, there's no other war wounds except right here. Some marks here. So this is a cherry burst. I don't know if you can see it in the light. It's darker on the edge and definitely goes lighter, and the dark goes around this far and then shades in. Definitely hard to see it, but it's just a beautiful guitar. You can see the wood grain in it. It's a transparent finish. Like I say, you can definitely see the wood grain. I just don't know if you're going to see it on the camera. I don't know why that is with certain finishes. Your eyes see it, but cameras just don't capture it. I don't know why. So the pick guard is, not the pick guard, but the pickup cover is a little bit scratched, and it's definitely needs some love, some cleaning. But it's a workhorse. I play it every other day. This has an interesting story. The guitar was bought, or well, I guess bought by a music store here where I live. At the time it was called Northland Music. It's no longer around, but yeah, so it was a brand new guitar in a music store. It's a few blocks up from where I live, actually. Anyways, I guess one night somebody decided to break into the music store and stole a whole bunch of guitars. And so they ran out of the store and with a bunch of these guitars. Well, that one they dropped. So they dropped it on the concrete sidewalk. And that's where all these war wounds happened. And the person just kept running. They left that guitar and just ran. So it was, they ended up, I think they caught the guy and got the guitars back, but that one was one that was damaged. So it ended up being all the stuff being returned to the store, and I don't know what the follow-up is on it, but this particular guitar ended up getting sold to a friend of mine, Chuck DeSimon, elderly gentleman, and he was a guitar collector and a musician, and as he collected guitars, he would kind of sell some of the ones that he didn't want anymore. Well, not after that incident at the music store. He bought it, got a good deal on it, and blah blah blah. He ended up buying, I think, a B.B. King guitar, one of the black ones, with the semi-hollow. So this went up for sale. So we were all friends at this one music store, another music store in town, and he put it up in there, and I ended up walking in this just as it was being put on the shelf, and I sat there and played it, and so I ended up buying it for $600 for a US Tele. So that would have been also in the 90s. Even with the marks on it, I figured I got a good deal on it. Started researching the guitar, and like I say, that pickguard is a rare bird on there, so still haven't found any info on it, but it's kind of like a rare option. Not sure. So I love the guitar. They do not sound the same, but they both have a great sound on their own. I've written a lot of songs on both these guitars, and neither one is going anywhere. I mean, if I could fit them beside me in the pine box when they lower me in the ground, that would be great, but that won't happen. So you'll see tags on all the guitars and drums that I have, And the reason being is because I have so much stuff and I like to be organized, and it date codes everything on it and where things go and what parts go with what drum set or bass rig or guitar, in case something happens and my wife walks down here and is like, well, what am I supposed to do with all this? I don't know where to start. So I basically have everything labeled. Getting back to the owner, the friend that I bought this guitar off of, he sadly passed away, and a lot of his guitars were sold, and some went down into the family. So that's another reason why I hang on to it, because Chuck was he was a musician. Like I say, he got into music later in life and started his own band, and he was always watching all our younger bands at the time back in the 90s, and he wanted to be part of that, so he tried and just worked at it and created his own band. So he always supported the other bands. Always, he was always in the audience, learning the craft, as we all did through our years. He was just a late bloomer to it. So another reason why I hang on to the guitar is because of the story and because it was his at one time. He wasn't quite a Tele type player. I don't know why he didn't keep that guitar, but he liked perfect finishes and stuff like that, so I would imagine it's just because it had the flaws on it. He was not as attached to it. But as we know, war wounds on guitars, it's, doesn't seem to ruin the value too much. I've seen some pretty beat up guitars going for big bucks. So in memory of Chuck, I hang on to that guitar, but also because it's a beautiful playing instrument, and definitely love it. So a 96 and a 95 Tele, my two favorite guitars. The Strat back there, I love that too. I've got a bunch of other ones. I've got a Les Paul clone that I just love. I got it as part of a deal. I wanted to give it away at a charity thing that I do drums for, but then the issue was it was not a real Les Paul, even though everything on it says Les Paul. I couldn't really give that guitar away because it's not authentic. So I ended up, like I bought the guitar, I said, well, I can't give it away, so I'm going to keep it. And I ended up just loving this guitar. It plays great, it sounds great. It's comfortable. The neck's beautiful on it. I don't like really thick necks anyways, but that one plays really well. Stays in tune, intonation, everything's perfect on it. So for a knockoff clone, that's total ripoff. I mean, they should be sued for it, but the way they are making guitars everywhere now, it's almost impossible. But came with a case, it says Gibson on it, and it's pretty freaky. It's like it's a Les Paul, but not a Les Paul it's a Les Paul in cosmetics, and it even feels Les Paulish. It plays Les Paul, it has the sound of a Les Paul, but it's definitely not one. So somebody went out of their way to make it sound pretty decent. I've done a video on this, and surprisingly it's got a lot of hits because a lot of people have been either suckered by these or actually wanted them. For me, I knew it wasn't a real one just because of the cost, and there are some things on it that tell you that it's not a real Gibson. You have to know what you're looking for, but still, for the price I paid, I think it was like $300. I love it. So I'm not afraid to take a chance on some cheapy guitars. Same with cheap drum sets. There's some gold mines in cheap drums if you know what you're looking for. So anyways, that's it for today. Kind of a short one. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Hope everybody's doing good in this tail end of 2023. I'm looking forward to the new year and more music and videos ahead. Thanks for watching.